Hey guys, this is Justin Rowe with Impactable, and I'm going to give you a quick LinkedIn ads audit of Workato. So this is kind of a case study audit. This Workato is actually, if you're not familiar with them, is a marketing automation company. They are a $6 billion company. They just secured a $200 million Series E. So they're kind of a big deal. And they spend about $500,000 a month just on LinkedIn ads. So I'm just going to go through here quick, and I'm going to show you 3 key things that we have helped advise Workato on that should save them about $100,000 a month moving forward. They'll probably take that savings and reinvest it into building out some of the strategies that we've outlined, but the savings is going to be pretty drastic and pretty quickly realized. So the first of the 3 things is we weren't breaking things out by industry. And the reason being, in LinkedIn, it's really hard for you to see how you're doing by industry. So when I look at like an ads account and I see who we're targeting, they were targeting by skills and seniority level and all these other things, but they were lumping together pretty much all the industries. And the thought process was the only way to really do that right inside of LinkedIn is to have all these different separate campaigns by industry so that you can compare them against each other and see which industry does best. And that's just a lot of freaking manual work. So they ended up not doing that. And in turn, they don't necessarily know which industries they're doing great with or not. So what we did is we actually pulled them into our report, which we actually can easily see their cost per lead by industry and make recommendations which ones to keep and to remove. And their average cost per lead was about 200. And as you can see here, cost per lead, there is a whole slew of them that we're wasting a lot of money on that's way above their average. So with this one recommendation, honestly, they could get the same amount of leads next month for $100,000 less spend just by cutting off probably everything that's like above 250 at least cost per lead and reinvesting it into the industries where they're getting leads under 200. And there's some massive industries down here that they could just double down on. They don't need all that excess. So this one tip alone probably saved them $100,000 moving forward. And this is something that every little company, middle-sized company could benefit from. And it's just not so easy to do inside of LinkedIn. It really takes some specialized tools. The next thing that we suggested or advise them with is their messaging ad. So let's go back here. Let's look at last month. Okay, so they had a cold sponsored messaging. So this is when you're sending people messages in their inbox. And the cost per lead on this one, so part of this is their budget's so huge and they have so many campaigns. It's kind of a complex beast that some of these things just maybe get overlooked. So this one's producing $834 cost per lead. So this would be another huge chunk we can save. We recommend that you don't run sponsored messages as a cold layer. You should send the traffic to your website, get them familiar with the brand, and then retarget them with this messaging. So honestly, you could move this into the retargeting layer and segment a little bit, and this would probably drop in about a half. It should probably be getting closer to $200 cost per lead. So probably it improved this campaign 4x, and they dropped almost $100,000 in that last month. So if they spent $100,000 and we could improve it by 4x by simply moving it to the retargeting layer, or probably I'd say about 2x, because we need to send traffic to the website that won't convert and then retarget them. So we could probably improve it, cut that down by half at least. So that'd be saving about another $50,000. So that's our recommendation there. And then the final recommendation is just in the retargeting layer. So what we noticed is that despite their massive spend, their retargeting layer is not fleshed out very well, and it's not very complex. And so what we recommend, and I'll show you here, a lot of them have 150,000. Let's see where the most spend is. Okay, so yeah, this was a lot of them. We have 180,000 people thrown into the group. And it's pretty much, they came in contact with us at any point on any of these mediums over the last 180 days. And really what you'd want, especially with this budget, I could do miracles with a 10K a month budget. But what you'd really want to do is to have an actual strategy of what content you want to put in front of them and have different time capsules, because the retargeting layer is where 80% of your results should come from. And the frequency distribution should be dramatically different too. Like when I look at their frequency and I see that the average cold prospect sees 3.5 ads and the average retargeting prospect sees 2.5, this is wildly different than what it should be. The average cold prospect should only see a couple of your ads, and then once they make it into retargeting, it should be 15, 20, 30 touches over the course of a month. So this just shows that either that retargeting group is overly diluted, or we don't have enough budget going into that to actually stay in front of the audience size that we have. So those are the 3 tips that we have from this account. I hope you enjoy.